I'm going to hand over to Laurence Lieberman, who's going to just do some closing remarks. But just before I do, I just want to say a huge thank you to Taylor Wessing, lead sponsors of the India Summit, for hosting us in such a magnificent way. So thank you very much, Laurence Lieberman, and also Amanda Rendell, who's mission control here. And if you want to do a summit, you need somebody like Amanda Rendell, because it's impossible to do this without somebody like her. So thank you very much to Taylor Wessing, lead sponsors, and thank you very much to our media partners, the Harvard Business Review, so Liz Baldwin and Sally Ashworth, and Asian Light, my friend Anashuddin Aziz. Over to you, Laurence. Thank you.
Thanks, Rakesh. Well, it's incumbent on me to deliver a few closing remarks, but I'm very conscious that I stand between you and a drink on the roof terrace on a very nice balmy evening, so I'm going to keep this very short. Not least because of the fantastic speakers that we've had today, and my oratory just is not going to compare to the likes of Mihir Bose. I hope everybody found this a very educational and thought-provoking day. I thought the speakers were outstanding, so well done for sourcing all of those, Rakesh, and very open and honest in their views, which is really how this sort of day and this sort of summit should be. And of course, a great contribution from the audience, which I asked for when we started out this morning. So thank you all very much for that. When one attends these events, it's always useful to try and draw some themes from the day, draw some themes together. And that's not easy, given the very limited amount of time that I've had, given that I've been here pretty much the whole day, but also the breadth of issues that got covered today by the speakers. But I can identify three fairly simplistic areas which we kept coming back to during the course of the day. So the first was technology. For a country the size of India, the deployment of appropriate technology is critical. We heard remarks about the inexorable rise of the digital era amongst the middle classes and how it increases choice and drives growth. Venu Nair from M&S Reliance spoke before, and he explained how they've actually stopped all print advertisements and have just moved on to digital advertising campaigns, and it's had no impact on their sales. We also heard how Myntra have become even more specific, and they're only focusing on mobile penetration for their customer base rather than desktop. We learnt a little bit about healthcare delivery and technical innovation from Babalal Setia. And I mentioned the Narayana healthcare example, where, for example, rural villages now have the ability to put in symptoms that they may have in an online system, which is then checked by doctors in the hospitals in the city, which means that patients don't need to travel from rural areas vast distances for non-urgent procedures. So technology is really important in that industry. And we heard about the increasing importance of online education, particularly for the more remote or the more illiterate population in India, to fill a gap in the teaching resources. And of course that India PLC, that corporate India, has pledged $71 billion towards the Digital India initiative, which is great. The second theme, I thought, was broadly India's evolution. Where is India now, a year into the Modi government? So first thing this morning, we heard from Ken Clark and Lance Price about the cult of Modi and the level of expectation on his shoulders, which is immense. And certainly from my perspective, there is a sense that India is on the cusp of a new and sustained wave of growth and taking its rightful place as a world leader. And David Landsman from Tata before talked about the two-way street, and I think that's really important. This isn't just a question of a simple transfer of skills or an asset into India or out of India. This is very much about India being a partner with the West. And of course, some of the cultural issues that we've touched on before are key to unlocking that. And perhaps Mihir's right that we actually have to work harder in the West to truly understand the heartbeat of India. And yet that evolution comes with its own challenges. And today we've heard about infrastructure challenges, logistics, corruption and bureaucracy. Those have all been mentioned, and none of them can be solved quickly as the Modi government would like. But there are loads of successes. There are loads of very positive examples. Anand Raman's address this morning talked about Harley-Davidson and the fact that the only manufacturing facility that Harley-Davidson has outside of the US is in India. We heard about the new Moe vineyard in Nashik just now. And David Landsman talked about the Indian hunger, the business hunger that is so prevalent in India for success, and about Indian innovation. And that's absolutely right. And that's certainly my experience and Taylor Wessing's experience in dealing with its Indian clients. I remember a story where I went to visit a company in Hyderabad a couple of years ago, and they're in the business of barcode software. So they make products and develop software for use in barcode products. And the managing director was telling me that because of the unreliable power grid issues in Hyderabad, they decided that they would buy some land a little way out of the city and set up a solar panel field. And they did that, and it was very successful. And so they never had power problems after that. But then they realized actually they were so good at that that was the business line that they were going to go into next. And eventually the solar business overtook the software business. And it's just, a great example of Indian innovation and ideas. The third theme, which I thought also came out, was the issue of localization, which came up in nearly all of the sessions. So India, of course, it's a huge place. It's incredibly diverse. And there is a bit of a danger, I think, particularly for Western businesses and even Western professional firms like ourselves, of treating it like one country when there is just this huge diversity, language, resources, access, market preferences, customer preferences, and that's applicable whatever industry sector one is talking about. And so a specific strategy and patience is really key to the success of foreign investors who want to go into the Indian market. There are no doubt other themes that came out today, but I'll stop with those for now. I have to say that we at Taylor Wessing are hugely optimistic about India. I mean, I probably would say that I head the India group. We're proud to act for many exciting and innovative companies in tech, in manufacturing, in pharma, in consumer goods, in banking. And we expect our India practice to grow over the coming years, both with many of our Indian clients becoming global players, and also our international clients reaping the benefit of having faith in India and investing in so many of the sectors that we've heard about today. Can I just finish by adding my thanks to Rakesh and the team at Plus 91 for asking us to host the event and chair the event. It's been a great day. It's just the sort of thing we're absolutely delighted to support, so thank you very much for asking us. And again, I don't think Amanda's even here. She's probably busy getting all the drinks ready. But Amanda Rendell, who's in the events team at Taylor Wessing, has worked tirelessly over the last few weeks and months with Rakesh to make everything happen very smoothly today. So I'll thank her in her absence. Thank you very much for coming, for sitting patiently all day. Hope to see many of you again and look forward to having a drink with you all very soon. Thank you.